everyone. I hope everybody has had a wonderfully blessed week. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be sharing some letters that I have from Christopher Watts. Um, this one that I'm sharing today is dated July 19th of 2020. So I do hope that you will subscribe, hit the like button, and be sure to hit the bell so you're notified whenever I upload an additional video. And we'll just jump right into this. Dear Angela, hello. I hope this letter finds you doing well and growing in the fruit of the Lord. I know you're probably like, it took you long enough to respond, and I would like to apologize for that. I've been working on a project for the Lord the last couple of months, which has kept me busy, but also extremely fulfilled at the same time. It's amazing how worshiping and serving the Lord can make you feel man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Deuteronomy 8:3. So true in every way. I hope that your 4th of July homecoming with your daughter was
Hi.
Hi, guys. Welcome to PARAWOMEN Radio. We've got like a huge treat for you tonight. Rose is with me. And with
Hi. Hi, Angela.
Rose. How are you doing, Rose?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. We were just going to go anyway, and I knew you would catch up. And by the time the intro was done, you did catch up. So.
Okay, good. Thank you.
But with us tonight, we have Angela. Angela is a YouTube creator that Rose found a couple weeks ago, I think it was. And she sent it to me and she was like, this is so interesting. She is a pen pal with Chris Watts. And so everybody, if you're tuned in, you probably know who Chris Watts is, the Chris Watts murder case. And so we had a discussion. Was she a creator that we had seen before, or was she completely new? And I said, well, she seems new because she only has a few followers and 4 letters. So I said, I'm going to contact her and see if she'll come on one of our lives. And so I contacted her and she said that sounded interesting and that she would be happy to come in and talk to us. And so in the very beginning, you saw, I think it was letter number 1. I think that was letter number 1. And I gave you a little snippet of the letter so that you could know that it was the real Chris Watts, because some people are going to scrutinize it up, down, and all around. So, but I put it out there so you could see. And so welcome to PARAWOMEN Radio, Angela. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
I love your accent.
Do you have a little thing on your? Do you have a little thing on your microphone that you can turn it up and down to make it a little louder? If not, that's okay. We just
I do. Did that help?
Say it again.
Did that help? Am I any louder?
I can hear a little bit better. Yeah.
I can only hear the clicking. Can you not click and then say something? Ooh. Are you clicking it?
Is that better?
Yes, that's much better. Don't you think, Rose?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way better. Yeah.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Let me just do a little test. Do I need to hold this button down when I speak?
It doesn't seem to matter. Say something
Okay.
without holding it down.
Now I'm not holding the button down.
It sounds much clearer and louder when you hold it down, but I mean,
I think it's like I have to move this little strap up so it brings my microphone closer. I don't know if you have that little thing.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, mine don't work at all.
I do have that little thing. Let me try.
Yeah, I always just kind of bring it up. Otherwise, my microphone, I am a soft speaker. So there we go. Hopefully that works. I'm so excited to meet you. Oh, sorry.
Well, thanks for having me on. I'm a little nervous. I'm excited, but I am a little bit nervous. This is my first live, so.
Don't be nervous. We're super new and we're both super nice. So we're just glad to have you on and glad to talk to you.
Well, I really appreciate y'all having me on.
Oh, no problem.
So let's. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Rose.
Oh, I was just going to say, I was just curious if you could just talk a little bit about you and why you started your YouTube channel, or if you've had another one, or.
No, this is the first YouTube channel that I've ever had. And I decided to start it for a couple of reasons. One is I'm super passionate about skincare. Over the past 3 years, I have totally transformed my skin. I'm super, super proud of my skin. I was never somebody that got compliments on my skin. And through all of my hard work and consistency, I do get compliments. So I'm super proud of that.
You have great
skin. Also,
yeah.
You know, and also as far as Chris Watts, I decided to share the letters because, you know, I know that there's so many people out there that are interested in what he has to say, like, you know, through day to day. I mean, we see just a lot of stuff that's shown in the media and a lot of the drama. But I thought if I'm interested in this, then there's got to be lots of other people that would be interested in hearing this as well.
Oh, yeah. I'm super interested. Do you mind if I ask another question really quick, Amy?
Oh, go ahead. No,
I was just curious when you when and why you decided to send your letter and when you received something back. Oh, sorry.
I sent my first letter to him in early 2020. I'm going to say around March or April. I didn't document when I sent him letters because, you know, I never, at the time when I was doing it, it wasn't something that I thought I'm going to share this in the future. My family knew, but I didn't, you know, take screenshots of the letters that I sent because it just wasn't something that I, you know, thought that I would share. But I did write him in April or May of 2020, and I received letter number 1 from him around, I think it's June or July of 2020 when I received that letter from him.
So the letter that is the first letter on YouTube is not the first letter. It's just the first letter that you're sharing with.
No, that is the letter number 1 is yes, that is the first letter that I received from him. Yes.
Could you tell us what made you interested in the Watts case and what made you want to write him?
Of course, the infamous porch interview, you know, I think I related so much to that case because it just felt like my family. You know, it was a husband, a wife, children. No other case had really just kind of consumed me the way that one did. And, the first letter that I wrote him, I was kind of going through the emotions of, knowing the kind of mother that Shanann was and the kind of person that she was. And it wasn't a very nice letter. I shared, I guess it was kind of like a therapy for me. I was able to share my emotions, share what I thought about all of it, share what I thought about him. But I also included in that letter redemption and salvation. But the first letter was not a very nice letter because I was very open about how I felt about it. And my emotions were very raw because the case just, like so many, it really, really got me. I could relate to their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, and none of us would ever want to lose an entire branch of our family all at one time. Like that's just got to be absolutely devastating.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's horrible.
When you wrote him the first letter, he didn't respond. You had to write more letters, or he did respond to your first letter?
Yes, I wrote 3 letters, and then he responded after my 3rd letter.
Did he ever comment on the first 2 letters? Or no?
No. He never, I shared that first letter, and as you can see, it's just, the first letter is it's just scriptural. And I think that he was responding not to my first letter because, there wasn't a lot to respond to with it because, like I told you guys, I was not very nice in that letter. And then my second and third letter were more, we had done I had did a Valentine's Day event at our church, and we had did like a Bible scripture verse kind of like quiz. And so the second letter I wrote him, I had 100 questions that I had presented at the Bible quiz at church, and I included those in the second letter for him to do. And in the third letter, I wrote the answers to that. So if that makes any sense at all, I know it's kind of hard to follow, but
makes perfect sense.
I'm just wondering, did he get the first 2 letters? Because, it seems like he would be getting a lot of mail. And I'm just wondering if maybe
oh, absolutely,
he breezed over the first 2 and he finally read the third, which was I assume the nicer one.
Well, it was the third one was the answers. Yeah, it was the answers to my Valentine's Bible quiz. But I don't know, Amy, if that's I have really never thought about that. I don't know if he got the first letter or the second letter. I just know I did write him a total of 3 letters before I did receive a letter back from him.
Can I ask another question really quick?
Hey, Rose, we're co-hosts. You don't have to ask.
Oh,
just do it.
I'll just start blurting out. Okay. So I'm curious, what is your favorite letter or favorite part of a letter that Chris wrote you that speaks to you or gives you insight into him, or either just means something to you?
He wrote me, I haven't shared it yet, but he wrote me, I think it was either letter 4 or 3, where he had wrote in his letter that he had included a devotional that he had written. And I can show it to you guys really quick. But it's just labeled Day 27 Devotional. And that one really... it's just strictly scriptural. but that one really got me. You know,
Yeah.
I could tell by through what he wrote in that he was very educated in the word, that he had really educated himself in the word. Um, you know, and
Well,
I
he can
understand.
read
I mean,
something.
jailhouse religion is,
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't, but he can
you know,
read something and memorize it. They've said like he can read a book and have it memorized. He's like that kind of smart.
yeah, like a photographic memory, I think is what they call that.
Yeah.
And
But it
Angie,
was
oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I called you
it's what
Angie.
he
I didn't
had.
mean that.
That's okay. You can call me that. That's okay. My family calls
Okay.
me that. But it's
Okay.
just, you know, he had just, I'll try to get it where you guys can see it, but he had just wrote day 27 devotional on this,
Okay.
and he had included that. Um, and that one, that's my answer. That was the one
Yeah.
that has stuck with me the hardest.
Now, do you guys share a, like, would you say, oh, for
Oh, were you
instance,
going
like,
to share the devotion? Were you going to
oh,
read
sorry.
the devotional though? Or no?
Yes, I'm going to share it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was just curious, like, for instance, are you guys both, would you say in the same fraction of like Christianity, are you guys both Baptist, or do you believe similar things but different things? And then my second part of the question is, do you, because you're obviously have a good relationship with God, and what do you believe? Do you believe that Chris will go to heaven, or what do you think about that as well?
Okay, for the first part of your question, I am Southern Baptist. Um, I'm actually Southern Missionary Baptist. The difference is we support a lot of missionaries, which are people that go overseas all across the world to spread the word of God. And the second part, what was your second part?
Oh, how did I phrase it?
What was the
Do you
second question you
believe,
asked
like,
me?
from your religious background or your beliefs,
Oh,
do you
you
believe that?
asked you if your religion lined up with Chris's religion,
Yes, and
right? You
then
asked that.
yes, and then if she believed with her beliefs, if he would go to heaven or hell, or what do you think, hon?
Okay, I believe my religion lines up with his as far as that we both believe in Jesus Christ. Through his letters, he hasn't talked about Buddha, or, he's referred to Jesus as Jesus Christ. So I relate to him there. I also, worship Jesus Christ. And as far as the next part, you know, that's one of the great things about us, is that we don't have to be the judges of that. I believe that through redemption and through salvation, that, you know, that's, none of us deserve God's grace, but he gives it to all of us. So, that's the miraculous thing about grace, is that, it doesn't matter what you've done. If you want it, it's yours for free. There's, you know, so I, just being honest, I go back and forth sometimes with, is it jailhouse religion? I mean, just keeping it real. If he got to get out of prison tomorrow, would he be this same person, or would he not? Would he go back to worldly things? And I don't know. Some days I feel like he really has conviction in his heart, and he feels bad for what he done, and he's made it right so that he can go to heaven. And then other days, you know, I try not to judge him, but other days, I don't know. I mean, it was a heinous crime. It's hard, just being a human, to understand that part of it, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. I believe similarly to you too. But I don't know. That's a hard one, even for me. I was saying the other day, I think that's the hardest part about like God probably is like sifting through but we didn't earn our way into heaven. Jesus bought it for us. So that's what I think. So I just don't know how it works once you get over to the other side. But I was just curious what you had thought.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your opinion?
Who, me or Rose?
Rose, what do you think, Rose, about him as far as going to heaven or?
Okay. So my version of heaven and hell is when you cross over to the other side, you have to pay some sort of karmic, you know what I mean? Like, I believe you have to go through the pain that you've caused others. So let's just say you kicked an old lady on the street and that was like her worst day ever, and you just made her life hell that day. You have to feel her pain. You have to feel the pain of, leaving your family or whatever you've done. I think you have to somehow pay for that and live through that, which would be the worst hell in the world. Having to pay for and feel the pain that you make others go through. I think that's hell. But, and I think that may be what happens to him, is that he has to take a good hard look at himself if he hasn't already, you know? What do you think, Amy?
Yeah.
I'm not really a heaven or hell person. It's kind of like what you said, Rose, but only when you cross over, you have to deal with all the karmic debt that you created on earth, and you have to stay and feel it. And then once you've done that, you can move on. I'm not like someone who believes that you go to hell and stay in hell, or per se, hell is like what you create on earth when you pass over. So
you reap what you sow. That's, I feel like and the good thing about him reading the Bible is sure as hell isn't going to hurt anything.
No,
and God talks about planting a seed, and your faith only has to be the size of a mustard. All he has, that's going to be enough. And I believe God can do anything. And now there's free will. If he wants to change, he can. If he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. And he can sure manipulate the circumstances, or like we've known that he could do that to people. You know what I mean? So
this could just be another one of his lies.
Yeah.
So are you still writing to him, Angela?
A funny example Rose said was me and my husband kid sometimes about, like when you was talking about kicking the old lady on the street. When you get to heaven, if you've lived we're all sinners. If you've lived your best life to a certain extent and you haven't kicked any old ladies or murdered anybody, then maybe you'll be able to lead the choir. If you've been kicking the old ladies and doing things that you're not supposed to, maybe you'll be the one that has to hold the book for the choir singer. So
yeah.
So are you still writing to Chris?
No, I have not written to Chris since 2021.
And why not, hun?
Yeah.
Well, the main reason is because my main purpose in writing him to start with was to talk about salvation and redemption. It's something that God put on my heart. I feel like anytime for me personally, whenever, I just continuously think about something, it's almost my way of knowing that that's when the Lord speaks to me, when I just am thinking about something and I just can't forget it. Like I just can't stop thinking about it. And whenever it got more like even though we talked day to day, I never wanted to be like buddies with him. I didn't want to be a forever buddy, a forever pen pal. I wanted to make sure that he understood. Once I really felt in my heart, that he understood what was needed to have salvation and redemption, then I felt like I had done what I needed to do as a
Yeah.
Christian.
So there wasn't one iota of romantic interest at all, right?
I'm happily married. I've been married to my husband for 17 years. We have 2 daughters together. It's so cliche, but I am married to my best friend.
Aww.
No, it was never anything. No, which was another reason why I really struggled with, do you really want, like, I never wanted anybody to think that I had the hots for him or had a crush on him. Was Chris a good looking guy? Yeah, he's a good looking guy, but it was never, I didn't want to go that route with it.
Yeah, you were more concerned of just, does he know what it actually takes to be saved? And now, when you knew that he did, you were kind of like, okay, we're kind of done with that.
The Lord just kept at me to do, and I have a busy life, just like you ladies. I have a family. I needed to do.
What was I going to say? Oh, if he ever started writing you again and requested for you to come visit, is that something that you would do? Or even if he invited your husband to go too, like if it was the perfect situation? Okay. I was curious.
No.
And why?
I mean, and no disrespect to anybody that would do that. I don't ever, I just have my own opinion, but I think it just goes back to I just don't think that there's anything else for me to get out of it that I haven't got. It's almost like I got that he understood what he needed to do, and he still murdered his entire family. That's not which I know is almost like catch-22, but it's I don't want to visit him or anything like that. No.
Yeah.
I did see in one of your comments, someone said something like, Chris Watts didn't murder his family, did he? And you're like, I think he did.
Yeah, he definitely did. I'm also not one of those people that believe in the conspiracy theories. I think it's as simple as, he done it. I think he done it alone. I think I think he wanted something new, and he just felt like that was his only outlet. And I think he's the only one that's responsible for anything that happened.
No. Go ahead, Amy.
Oh, no, I was just thinking, so you believe the story that the media has given to us.
Well, I've read a little bit of the Discovery, and of course I've watched bukus and bukus of videos on it. I believe that Chris Watts killed Shanann and his 2 baby girls, and I don't believe that anybody else was involved. Do I feel like anybody else had was pulling at him, and I mean, without just coming right out and spelling it out for him to some degree, was, she involved or whatever? I mean, just because of their current situation. But as far as, standard, like what the media tells us, I believe that he's the one that done it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you believe, how
you guys
he had said,
give me 10 seconds because I want to know you guys' opinion too, but I got to get my cat
Okay.
because she's trying to tear down my curtain. So give me 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, you're totally good. Yeah. Cats.
Cat break.
Me and Amy have dogs. Or do you have a cat too?
I have a dog. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I have a little Chihuahua, Maybelline.
So cute.
Yeah. How is your dog? Your dog was having urinary problems.
Yeah,
or something,
that's
right?
my sheep doodle. She's still not any better. I think I'm gonna take her in tomorrow too. But then Mastiff, he's just a freaking hoss. He's up to 180 pounds right now. So literally he's like unwalkable. He like, if he wants something around the house, like he doesn't mean to, but he can knock you over, you know. But he's a good boy.
I want a dog that weighs more than me.
No, I wanted a Yorkie.
Sorry.
I voted for Yorkie. Yeah. Oh, you're fine, Angela. We're glad to see you back.
That was a compromise.
Yeah. I did not win that one. Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound like you did. I forgot where we were.
I wanted to say though, Angela, welcome to YouTube. I don't know if any other fellow creators have told you that, but welcome to the club. And if you have any questions or anything, you always ask me and Amy. I'm volunteering you, Amy. Yeah. I don't have like a crap load of followers or anything, but if you have any questions, hon, we're always here.
You have more than I think, aren't you nearly to 16?
1547, but who's counting? Yeah. I kind of check on it throughout the day. I have no life. Yeah.
I look at the monetization.
Congratulations, Rose. That's an accomplishment.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you. I just got involved with the
you ladies, you know, of course, y'all have watched all this unfold too. And I just, when I got that email from Amy, I was like, you know, and as soon as I just started chatting with her, I was like, I felt, and then of course I read both of you guys about me, and I was like, these ladies seem like they just don't want to do anything other than just support women. And I didn't get any bad, you know, I just felt I got a good feeling, and I appreciate that because nowadays, you guys know, I mean, it's like, you know, you got to be pretty thick-skinned to
oh boy,
to do this. So
wait for the negative comments because they come about everything and about the dumbest things. But you know,
have to ignore that. Oops, she popped up.
Oh, I was just gonna say you just have to roll with the punches. I try not to go through my comments excessively because I can get really anxious about them. But I appreciate anybody who says anything and bothers to comment on my piddly channel and in my videos anyways. So, and I'm so excited to see more of your channel too, Angela, because I know nothing about like skin, but I'm really just getting into it being as like, I'm just turning 40 in a few days. So I need to know
something really quick before we go into the skin. I just want to say that Angela's YouTube, let's do a quick like subscribe. Angela's YouTube is Angela's Skin. What is it? I forget.
Angela's Aging Essentials.
Oh, that's Angela's Aging Essentials. And I'll have at the end, there's a little video I did that includes all her stuff. And I will.
And you guys have to subscribe to Angela because she has an amazing like before and after where she literally shows you what she's learned on her skin because of the change. And you have great skin. That's what I need. I need to stop washing my face with hand soap.
You guys are so
yes, you do. And she has a giveaway at 50 members. So, and I looked at that giveaway.
That's so
and
awesome.
Like, I am however you can get into that giveaway, I am getting into it.
We should do that too. I love giveaways.
Yes, we should do a giveaway. We'll think about it for Halloween. But yeah, I am a skin freak too. But wait a second. I think my heart just stopped. I think I heard Rose say She needs to stop washing her face with hand soap.
I have dishwashing
stop.
soap in my hand pumps right now, so I'm not gonna lie.
Soap.
It's dishwashing soap. It's very little bits, but like I'll just do it throughout the day because I feel like I just have dog hair and cleaning stuff, and you know what I mean. But yeah, I need to work on that, Angela. I need to learn from the master.
Amy, we got to send her something. We got to send her a routine and some cleanser.
I think we could get her on.
You should do a class
for budget's sake, an ordinary routine with ordinary products. Those are really good, low but high quality products.
I went into Sephora for the first time today, ladies. I was blown away. They had this cream that was $120. I was like putting it all over my hands, my face. I'm like, this stuff is amazing. I'm not paying that, but it's amazing. I may have to go into Sephora once a week, you know.
Well, that's one
That's
way.
so funny. I went into an Ulta.
Yeah. Oh, and I've never even been into an Ulta
for the first time about a month ago. Yeah.
Oh, really? You've never been in
it was
an
amazing.
Ulta?
Mm-hmm. I don't think so. Oh, no, that's the one with the salon in it. I have been into it. I actually have my cosmetology license, and that's why it's worse that I don't do my hair or my skin. Confession. Yep.
I'm going to have to text you each morning.
Don't wash your face with that.
With hand soap, please, or dish soap, for the love of God, for my heart's sake.
I know. That's why I have such dry skin, I think, too. Ooh. But that's why I subscribe to Angela, so I need her. And I think anybody could use a little tutorial.
What got you into skincare?
Yeah, there's the little reel or whatever that I made that showed my before and after. That day was such a beautiful day. I had been hiking with my husband and my daughters, and our little dog. He died on Easter. We had him for 16 years, but it was the most beautiful day. And I got to looking at those pictures, and I was just devastated by my skin. I was like, this is, sometimes when you're a mom, I don't know if you ladies are mothers, but you're the last person that you think about. Yeah. And you're constantly doing for your babies and doing for your husband. And, I just looked at that picture and I thought something has got to happen. And I don't live the kind of lifestyle with disposable income where I could ever go into an office and have, well, just give me $5,000 worth of procedures. That's just not my lifestyle. And I thought, if I could ever get the products, then I know that I could teach myself. I'm a very hands-on kind of person. I could teach myself how to do it. And that's just exactly what I did. So that picture pretty much put it into perspective. Years of neglect that I needed to do something.
Good job. I'm proud of you, dude. It takes a lot to make a change.
It does. And not necessarily for vain, but for, or for vanity. But when you, speaking for myself, when I look in the mirror and I feel good about, how I look, like if I have very thin hair, but if I'm like, oh, my hair kind of looks nice today, then it changes my whole day. So, when you're having a good makeup day and you're like, oh, wow, my makeup looks halfway decent today, it makes your whole day better. So.
I agree. Do you do anything other than topical? Do you do any beauty treatments, spa treatments?
I do my own talks. I do mesotherapy, threads, yeah, I've just kind of dabbled in it all, and I really enjoy it because it's super affordable, and it just never would have been something that I ever would have been able to have done had I not been doing it myself. I mean, it just wasn't feasible. So
I do threads, fibroblasts, microneedling, and a lot of glycolic peels.
I have no idea what the hell you guys are talking about, and I am a cosmetologist. So that was like 20 some years ago. I'm not microneedling shit on my face. I'm just saying right now, no needles. And I'm sorry I cussed. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Your face doesn't look like it needs it. It looks actually pretty good. So, I mean, it can only get better.
It
by
does,
just
Rose.
doing
You have nice
topical.
skin.
Oh, thank you.
So, it's only
That's because I went to Sephora and bought a super concealer today. So, step 1, concealer. Step 2, wash it off with real face soap.
Yes. I have some things I can send you. I thought about sending it to you, but I didn't know if it was something that you would like. So I didn't, but I should have.
Dude, I like everything. I'm happy with everything.
Okay.
We should totally do like maybe like a live where Angela shows us like what to use, and we'll go out and grab a couple things and like demo it for everybody. Would you like to do that, Angela, sometime?
Oh, I would love to do that. That sounds like so much fun. I would love to do that.
Yeah, well, make sure I'm not using actual face stuff and like, yeah, I think that'd be helpful.
To agree to get on camera without makeup, so.
Well,
Yeah,
I think you two will be fine. Yeah.
But I'm down for it. I'll do
you
it.
have nice skin. You really do have beautiful skin. Yeah,
gosh,
I would do it too. Nice.
So let's pull it back to Chris Watts, because I wanted to ask, approximately how many letters have you written? How many letters do you have from him, I should say?
I have probably, let me just see.
I like how you keep them in the plastic sheets too.
Yeah, I thought you had them laminated, but it just looks like you keep them in a binder.
Yeah, it is. It's just like one of those.
Because I said to Rose, she has them laminated. Why do you think she has them laminated? That was like a sticking point for me. I'm like, why is she laminated? Okay.
No lamination, and I only have them in these little clear things because my daughter had to buy these for school, and I was
going to say they're for.
I have them. She has them. We were going to donate them.
I think it's a great idea. Paper's so fragile.
See, I have. Yeah. I have a total of 13 letters from him.
From what time period?
From when I got the first letter, and just looking at the first letter, it was July 19th of 2020 was when he had dated it. And they go through till the last letter that I got is dated February 20th of 2021.
Did you tell him in your last letter, like, this is it? This is my last letter?
I told him that I wouldn't continue writing him, that I wished him the best with his salvation, and that to do the best that he could. He had talked in one of his letters about maybe becoming like a minister in prison. and I told him, to keep praying about that, allow the Lord to lead him. But yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
He did write in one of his letters to you, he was so excited about something, a project he was working on, and that it was bringing him happiness. Mm-hmm. Did he ever elaborate on what that was?
He did. I believe he elaborated on that in that same letter. I'm just looking back. I believe that this was about the same time that him and whatever the guy's name was, that they were writing the devotional.
That book.
And yeah. And because he had included that day 27 devotional to me for me to read, I believe that's how I interpreted that anyways, was that he, that's what it was. That was the project, because he wrote about, I'd have to go back and look at the letters. But he did say something about, that's what he was working on. He called it the wilderness, or, I haven't just read these letters like tons and tons of times, so I don't just know them, off the back of my head. But I think that's what the project was.
This is what I would like to have Angela back, and the skincare. But for the Chris Watts, it would be so much fun to read one of your letters and go and talk about each aspect of what he's saying and try to match it up with what was happening in the case that we knew. Like, I can't remember that guy's name, but like, just kind of like do something like that. Would that be something you would be interested in?
Yes, you ladies have been so gracious. I would, anytime that I would be available to do a live with you, I would be thrilled to do it. You have both been the most gracious host, so I would just be thrilled to come back anytime.
Yay!
It's getting close to towards the top of the hour, end of the hour, actually, I should say. And could we hear that sneak peek that nobody else has ever heard before, devotional that what meant the most to you?
Of course. Yeah, and whenever I do a live with you guys, and kind of talk about it, maybe if I just read a little snippet, and because for anybody that's not necessarily, and I'm not necessarily educated in the word, but for anybody that, doesn't just know a little bit about the word, this can just be like mambo jumbo. Yes. So, I think that could be fun, maybe to interpretate it the way I feel like it means, and, and get you ladies' opinions too. I think that could be really fun.
I think
that would be fun. Yeah. I'm in.
Okay.
So
I'm in too.
This is, like I said, the 7 devotional. And this had came because he just signed the corner. Get y'all in camera. Sorry, hold on. Let me get there. Angela. He had just signed this one. He didn't date it. So like the day 27 devotional, like on this other side, and then his name here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see his name up there.
But this came with I have to go back and look because I ripped it out of my binder, but whatever letter it was where he said he had included that devotional. But I'll just read a little bit of it. He says, day 27 devotional, no man can enter a strong man's house and plunder his goods unless he first binds the strong man, and then he will plunder his house. and that is found in Mark 3:27. If the strong man knew the time the robber was going to show up, he would have stood watch at that time, but the strong man got complacent, and the robber bound him and plundered his house. So that's just a little snippet, and that's yeah.
Why did that mean so much to you? Or if you don't want to share, that's okay too.
Oh no, I don't mind to share at all. I think this meant, there's a lot more to this, but I think it meant so much to me because, I think with any individual, because we are all sinners, I think that at any given time, because we are all sinners, we have the ability to do good or do evil. And it's what you as a person, you as an individual choose to do. The decision is yours to be had. And this one just meant a lot to me because of that, because, the mind has always really, really fascinated me at how, people can be so seemingly normal and then not be. And I think that Chris Watts is a great example of how somebody seems so seemingly normal, but then, annihilated his entire family. So.
He has said that an evil presence overtook him. Do you believe that? Or do you believe that he was just trying to make an excuse that people would buy for the reason why he did it?
I don't necessarily think that it was like an evil spirit, like we watch on The Exorcist, the movie. I don't believe it was anything like that. I personally believe that he just allowed himself to get wrapped up in more than he wanted to get wrapped up in. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, he just felt like that was his only way out. He felt like this is the only out that I got. This is the only option that I've got. But as far as like a demonic evil spirit, my opinion is I don't think he had Jesus in his life when he done this, or he wouldn't have done it. But, was an evil possession in him? My opinion is no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think there's always free
what about
will,
y'all?
and I think
what do y'all think?
Sorry.
I don't believe there was anything evil that overtook him. I believe he was doing things. He was doing drugs, and he wasn't in the state of mind that those patches were doing something to him, because one of the ingredients in those patches makes me irritable. I can't sleep. It makes me angry. So he was like doubling and tripling up on that stuff. So that was happening. And he met a woman who he thought was making him feel heard, but she was just going to be another woman that pushed him around in the world, and he was never really being heard. There was just, and I think they were doing things that they with don't bring Jim in it, but Jim and other people, and he definitely was the furthest from being Christian at the time that one probably could be. So that's my belief.
And I think okay, so I think everybody has a choice. I think there's always free will thrown in every time. But there is something to be said about, when you plant like a good seed and do a good deed for somebody, when you lead somebody the wrong way and plant a bad seed in their head, like, oh, I would never treat you like the way your wife treats you, and you just deserve so much better. If only you could have just have gone back and made a better decision and not picked them at all. Or there's so many things that somebody can say to plant things in your head. And then there's pressure of, we've all been in relationships where we kind of have dated guys and we're like, come on, I really, like try to see what we can get away with and like pressure them to do this or that. I've known ladies who have dated a guy that was married and they do the same thing. They pressure them, leave your wife, do this, da, 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 you know what I mean? And I think there was a little bit of that going on. And I also believe that it's not in human nature to kill your family and especially to kill your children. So I think there was something going on, and I think that is an evil act. You know what I mean? I think there was something there. Yeah, I think there was something evil going on. I don't know what, but.
Plus, he's very smart, but he's very stupid. He's very smart, but he's very stupid.
Sometimes smart people pretend like they're stupid. Sometimes.
I don't think he pretends all the time. I think he is very simple in the social graces. Yeah.
You know how some people, like, they have great social skills, but then, like, they can't do arithmetic, or some people are astrophysicists, but they don't know what a hashtag is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's kind of the same thing.
And I think he absorbs other people, what he finds is cool or whatever, because I saw one of the picture, and I'm so happy you're coming back, or one of the letters you're coming back on, because man, one of the letters, my heart, like there was like dings, dings, dings in my heart. But anyway, he said something like, oh, look at you with all the questions, or something like that.
Yeah.
In his letter. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody said that to him. Somebody said that to him.
Or he gets a lot of letters with a lot of questions too, I bet.
And somebody has said to him, he's had questions, and they said, well, look at you with all the questions. And he thought that was ha ha ha.
And he thought, I'm going to go with that. I'm using that one.
That's a good one. I do believe that, because there was something he kept saying on the porch, and the summit on the porch. He was saying like, she hasn't gotten with her people. If her people don't know where she is, then but because I had noticed in one of Nikki's tapes where she's being spoken to by the police officer, she's saying his people. So I just knew that was something that he thought was cool to say, her people. And he said it because and the likes, the amount of likes between him and Nikki, that I swear Kim actually did a video where she took out the likes so you could watch his interrogation without all the likes. So yeah, I'm sorry.
I need to go watch that, because that was
with me.
Yeah.
He seems like a chameleon, doesn't he? Like how he adapts to groups he's with, like at a party. He's like the perfect dad because he's always with the kids. You know what I mean? Or when he's with the guys, he seems like a guy's guy, and he seems to fit in. And I cut somebody's hair who worked with him on the site a couple times, and they said that he seemed like a totally normal guy, a little bit standoffish, but like a totally normal guy. You couldn't pick him out as the dude that would kill his family. But
here we are.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for tuning into Parawomen Radio. We're Parawomen Radio on YouTube. Rose is Rose Z, and she's got that Rose. What you see on the screen, that is her YouTube page. And Angela, what is your page again?
My channel is Angela's Aging Essentials. It's a mouthful.
Well, I do mouthful for names too. So do you have any socials? Do you do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? Am I forgetting one? No, I am forgetting one. But
I don't do any of that other stuff.
Yeah, I don't. My Facebook is pretty much just me and my, my family. I don't even have an Instagram or a Twitter, so no.
Okay, well, I'll put her YouTube page down below along with Rose's, and I'll put all my stuff down there. And I'm so happy you're going to come back and talk with us, Angela.
Well, thank you both again for having me. Like I said, you have both been very pleasant. I have really enjoyed this. I can't thank you enough. You both have been super respectful. This was more than I really anticipated it being. I really enjoyed this, and I really appreciate how gracious both of you have been.
Oh, you're so sweet. It was so nice to meet you, dude. I can't wait to be watching all your videos that are coming, and we'll be talking after this. We're friends now. You don't know that, but we're friends now.
Well, I have her phone number.
Yeah, we're friends. We're best friends.
You've been on our show. You are our friend.
You are.
And if you ever have any questions or anything,
for sure.
you can always email me, or Amy will give you my number.
Yeah, I'll give you her number. I have her. We were texting, so I will give you her number so we can all connect.
Oh, exciting.
Okay.
Oh,
thank you again, Angela.
So much. I'm so excited. Bye, you guys.
Welcome to the club.
Right? Welcome to the club.
Thank you, Rose.
Bye, hon.
Bye, everyone.
I've seen before. When I lead you to the dance floor, you should know I hope for more. There's a side of me I don't know if I'm willing to let go. If I see